Okay, I know you saw that this is 30 minutes, but before you give up, instead tonight of watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine or comedians in cars getting coffee, give us 30 minutes. You're going to enjoy it.
Nana's Nook. On today's episode, we find out if Amanda likes Taylor's beard.
That's a hard no, Nana.
Ooh.
That's a hard no. But sometimes you have to pay a price for creativity.
Creativity?
Yeah, about 3 years ago, our friend Corey, the director, and I walked into a meeting with one of the fanciest creative directors I've ever met, a man in a purple suit with long hair. And he really had a vibe that was, and his whole MO was like he was the creative director of this agency, and every meeting, everybody would sit down, and then he would come in 20 minutes late. And because Corey had a beard and long hair, we were going through this presentation, and he had stopped us at one point, pointed at Corey and said, "These must be your designs." And so since that moment, I've been just craving a look that would unlock my inner creative, and I think I'm on it.
Why did it take you this long to grow a beard?
Well, I had never been to the mountains before, and then I went on an outdoors adventure and found myself. So that's why I got a beard now.
Great. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Moscow Mule. Is that what I'm drinking? A tequila mule.
Tequila mule.
Which is my favorite cocktail. Did you know that?
I did. Okay, that's what's actually going to be my question.
Well, it's because it's Justin Timberlake's favorite cocktail.
That makes sense.
But Nana, I've noticed that mine's full and yours is empty. So
well,
what?
There was this period of time where we had to wait for Taylor to get on the couch because he is one of those.
Well, a little bit of a diva, like the creative director we just talked about.
Yep. All right, well, let's roll into the actual scripted questions that we have today. So, you are one person who has a ton of things going on in your life.
Nah, just the same as everybody else.
All right, well, we can call it as it is. Okay. But currently, what is your favorite project that you're working on?
Man. So right now, we have begun planning for holiday. Mm-hmm. So this past week, we did a big offsite to work on our holiday strategy. And so many of the problems that I deal with now in my role are HR related or operational focused or finance focused that I rarely get to go back and be a marketer and really solve deep marketing problems. Mm-hmm. And so getting to go offsite with the team and contribute to sort of this project, which is one of the biggest moments of our year, and really thinking about that fundamental strategy was something that unlocks a really energizing part of my brain, I would say. So
cool.
Yeah, that one.
Is our audience going to learn more about that soon?
Oh yeah, lots of pieces coming. We are going to content you to death with holiday, so don't you worry.
We love that. Great. Well, on that topic, how does Taylor Holiday find his time, his energy, just to balance everything going on here as well as outside of here?
Yeah. So if you've ever sort of seen my content, I hate the phrase work-life balance.
Yes, we do.
And the premise of balance in general is something that, for me, that's a sign of my maturity. Before I just assumed everything that was true of my life was true of everybody else's, but I'm growing up, Nana. So for me, I have found that balance isn't actually the right way to pursue it. Instead, what I try and do is mash it all together. So what I mean by that is that I live 5 seconds from my office.
Great.
My family is in the office sometimes, and my people at work are in my home. It's funny, Morgan, who's our head of culture and care, sent me a message to me and my wife this week saying, "When can I babysit this week?" And my kids are routinely running around here, and there's people that I go to church with. It's just my life is one thing.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of things, and that makes it so that wherever I'm spending my time, there's compounding value. If I spend time with people here, it has an effect in other areas of my life. So I think that the question is it's less about work-life balance, because this is my life and I have built it that way very intentionally. I think work-home balance and ensuring that my family as a unique part of my life is getting an appropriate amount of my time is something I have to constantly check in on. And my wife is very good about letting me know if I'm failing at that. But also it's watching my kids grow up and ensuring that they are becoming what I want them to be. And I try and take a pulse on that as regularly as I can. But I feel a lot of freedom that their success is better off dependent on not just me. So we're very community rich in that we have a lot of great friends and family that contribute to who my kids are going to become. And freeing myself from being solely responsible to that is just another benefit. So really long answer, but
I love that.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't try and think of my life in silos. I try and just mash it all together.
So it's very blended.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Blended family.
Love it. So we're dreamers here at CTC, as everyone knows, but you recently got to share your dream of taking our TMYD program and taking it outside of the walls of CTC.
Yep.
So explain a little bit about what that means to you and your visions for it.
Yeah. Man, you're asking me questions that I could talk for like 7 hours on, so I got to try.
That's okay. We can have a long
try and
one.
condense it. But I think that, if you had asked us, when I say us, I mean the partners of CTC, we said that we never wanted to have a big company. We would always say, hey, we want to be about 20 people, and that's how big we want to get. And then when we started TMYD, what we changed to was we felt like we would be as big as the dreams of the people. So one of the things that, if you noticed, you saw last week, we celebrated somebody moving to New York because their dream was to start a part of CTC that's in New York. We have people that started a branding agency or the branding division of our business out of a dream. And so more than anything, more than our vision for how big CTC is going to become, we have sort of transitioned to being in service of dreams. Like that's our mission. And so we don't know how big we'll be. We'll be as big as the dreams of our people. And so we feel this obligation. And it was really a moment last year after we do these like exit interviews, as you know, at the end of each year, and we sit with people and reflect on the year. And Ian, I remember talking with him after, and his response was like, wow, we can't stop. Like we don't have a choice anymore. Like it's too important and impactful to people. And as I reflected on that, and as I've sort of month after month listened to people's stories in TMYD, what I realized is that it would be selfish to keep it for us. It'd be selfish to keep it just at CTC, is that we have something that has, I think, offered genuine help and benefit to people, that if there's a way that we can offer that to other people beyond CTC, who are we to keep it for ourselves?
Yeah.
And so more than anything, my heart and desire is to see other people experience what people here have experienced. And in particular, like I have dreams of it being in my kids' school. Like I'd love to figure out, again, mashing my life together.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them become dreamers at a young age and figure out how to instill that in them. Sports is another arena where like we'd love to see teams affected by this, and the other areas of our lives where we've existed. And so we just want to see more people crying out of vulnerability, out of discovering parts of themselves and being cheered on towards coming back from a trip that was life-changing to them, and seeing people like you become leaders in ways that they didn't know that they could be. And like there's just too much goodness that has come from it to keep it for ourselves. So that's again the long answer.
What's your first step in doing this?
Yeah, so the actual definition of my dream is to find one other group that will pay us to do TMYD somewhere else. So we're in the process of building a website and filing an entity and creating bank accounts and doing branding with our branding team around what does TMYD look like.
Yeah.
And then Tommy and Dana, who are now owners in that business and are setting it up, they're working on their mission statement and the sales process. Because one of the debates we're having right now is it a consumer product where we want to take it directly to individuals so that they can experience it, or do we deliver it in a B2B model, sort of like other companies like CTC? So we're playing around with both, but so I'd say the immediate next step is about getting the entity registered and ready to go out into the world. And so when people say, what is it? We can say, go here and look. And that's the immediate next step. And then from there, it's about finding the next partner that wants to see their business impacted in the way that ours has been.
If you know anyone out there,
Yeah, if you know a business
yourself,
that wants to have their culture impacted,
hit this guy up.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. So you have started this class, let's say, with Professor Richard Gaffin here.
Yeah.
And it's all about ad philosophy and going back to the beginning.
Yep.
So if you could summarize advertising in one sentence,
Gosh.
how would you go about doing that?
It's a public communication intended to create action. That's almost stealing from Richard's definition.
That's okay.
But we've worked on it together, in fairness.
We'll give Richard credit.
Yeah, Richard likes to do the example he'll give of a homeless person on a freeway off-ramp. And his decision to show up at that freeway off-ramp is part of the strategy, but the message that he writes on the sign, that's the advertisement, that's the external message. So I think that, like, a lot of people say, well, like every part of your brand is marketing, or is advertising, your product is advertising. And in some ways, like, I get the point of what they're saying is that everything that you do has an effect on people and they're part of their experience of your brand. But we really think of advertising specifically as the messages that you craft externally and distribute that you want to drive people in to purchase your brand. So that's what I'd say.
I love even when I ask for one sentence.
I can't do it. That's a
beautiful Taylor story.
Dang it.
That was great. So, what is one thing that keeps you excited about C2C and coming back?
I mean, there's a million things. One thing. My brain is inspired by new problems, and I think that I love that my job changes all the time. I love it and I hate it because it makes me feel like I'm bad at my job all the time because I'm doing something different all the time. But because my brain craves problem solving, I love that it offers me new problems all the time. And that's why I think being in a single on the brand side is hard for me because it's more of it's like a similar problem all the time and it's deep, deep work. I tend to sort of work better at a breadth of issues, which is a gift and a curse in a lot of ways. But as we've grown, and because we've grown fast, my job is so different than it was 2 years ago. And it's bad, like I said, because I constantly feel like I'm bad at it because it's new. And when you're doing new things all the time, it's like if you were to go take piano and then the next day do karate and then the next day, like, you would feel crappy all the time. And I think that's one of the drawbacks, but it's genuinely, that's what engages me. That's what I crave, is like new problems to try and solve. And I think there's no shortage of those here at CTC. So I feel like this is like a too serious Nana's Nook. Isn't Nana's Nook supposed to be like...
It's going to get fun like right now.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so these are all of the questions that you had no insight to. So kind of rapid fire, but I always say that every week and they're just not rapid. Okay. So they're a little just fun.
All right.
String cheese. Do you bite it or do you string it?
I string large segments of it.
Okay.
So like, if you think about a string cheese, it's like 3 strings is one. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? It's like 3 pulls for a string cheese. But I'm also not, what we have lately, my daughter loves freaking cheese. So we have a lot of cheese snacks in my house. My daughter's 2.5, she will crush some cheese. But cheese squares?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Not like singles, craft singles. No. Like, I'm talking about 1/2 inch thick, marbled cheese blocks. So you're not stringing those, you're just...
How many of those does she eat in one sitting?
As many as I let her. I mean, if I put a plate full, she would eat until she said her tummy hurt, which she would do.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Besides Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I guess one other. Corey.
Biggest pet peeve. I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
Is that how you describe yourself?
I think so. Is that not the reputation I have?
No, it totally is.
I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when people like come and ask me for things that they clearly haven't tried to solve themselves. Like, I have this phrase that I use a lot that's no foam walls, and it's the idea that if you encounter a problem, like Reed, who's sitting back here, he's a big foam waller. You encounter a problem and it's like, imagine you walked into a movie set and you saw a door and you were like, oh, I guess I can't go any further. And you didn't even push on it to see if it would move, or you didn't even check the handle to see if it was unlocked. And so instead you came to me and you're like, hey, can you open the door for me? And you're like, it's not even a door. Like, you could just push on it and fall over. Like, if people don't try and solve problems themselves, it's infuriating to me. And so I think that is one of the ones that, like, if I get a Slack message and someone's asking me something and I'm like, Googling this and you would have solved it, or like, that's in Asana. Like, it's just like...
True.
And I'm guilty of it too, but that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves.
That's a good one.
What's yours?
Poor Reed just sitting over here.
Yeah, well, he brought it on himself.
What is mine? Oh gosh. Can't turn the
Negativity?
tables.
Do you look like negative people?
No.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know if
Ain't
that's
nobody
my
got
pet
time for that.
peeve.
Why, we're friends. I'm negative.
Oh, that's true. God. Maybe I am surrounded by negative people. Maybe that's why I'm so positive.
Yeah, you're just the counterbalance to everybody around you.
What is? I know I have one in there somewhere, but...
What about the guy that parks on the grass at your apartment?
Oh my God, yes!
That's gotta be it.
So there's this guy that it's like, not even in my complex, it's just like down the street. There's this guy, it's typically Fridays. If I go walk my dog in the morning, there's this entire lot that is empty. this stupid red 4Runner, I think, does like big donuts on the, like you can see his tracks, and he parks on the grass. That guy is my pet peeve.
The only reason I know that is because she puts it on her Instagram stories every day, just like doing the like zoomy super zoom thing on him, and all mad. So.
I think just stupid people in general.
Nana doesn't get mad really.
You'd be surprised if you talked to me more. A lot of things bug me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just try to let them go.
All right.
Okay. Do you have a hidden talent that we don't know about?
I mean, I have a lot of them.
Well, okay, name one.
Let's see. Oh man, great singer.
Can we have an example?
No,
you can't say that and not give an example.
I can. No, I'm not doing that.
Kind of sounds like a phone wall.
What
5
else?
seconds of singing.
No, I can't.
Okay, then that is not
I have not had a whole.
We're moving on to new talent.
Yeah, hidden talent. I'm a great poker player. I can.
People are laughing back there.
I'm great at backgammon. I'm good. I'm a world-class video game player.
Oh, right. What's your favorite game?
Kick left-footed. Is that a secret talent?
Sure.
No, let's see. Gosh. I'm really good at Skip-Bo.
What is that?
It's a game from the makers of Uno. I don't know that I've ever lost.
Skip. Are you playing like 2 and 6-year-olds when you win all the time?
No, there's no follow-ups questions here. I don't know, Nana. There's too many.
That sounds like a lot.
That's ridiculous.
So if you could play one character or role in a movie, who would that be? And I'm not saying like who you'd want to be in your life, but just like a fun role that you would always like dream of playing.
A character that exists?
No, just like a role, like a general role.
I would want to be like the leader in a heist movie.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. That's
fun.
I love like The Italian Job or those sorts of movies.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think about life and there's people that have like very different lives than me.
Yeah.
Lives with an F.
Lives.
But yeah, like the idea of planning and executing a heist, like sometimes I wish, so you've heard the whole Elon Musk thing, we're all living a simulation. Like if I could like convince myself that was true, I think I'd become a bank robber.
Yeah.
Because it'd be really fun to like, can I solve, again, going back to problem solving. It's like, could I, like, I think my dream is to be the guy in Ocean's 12, you know, the Spanish guy that lives on this like island and then like takes his shirt off and goes and robs things.
Mark? The Mark?
Yeah, Lamar,
Yeah.
the cat guy.
Yeah.
That's, I think, my dream.
That's a good one.
Hey, thanks.
Okay.
What's yours?
I think mine would be like someone, this is gonna sound terrible, but someone being like murdered in a scary movie.
You would be the person murdered?
Yeah, but
or
like,
you would be the murderer?
No, the person being murdered, just like screaming and like flailing your arms
Like
around.
Scream 1? Like
Yes.
one of the girls killed in Scream 1?
What's her name?
Naomi Campbell?
No. Oh my god.
Naomi Campbell, by the way, side note, an incredibly underrated superstar and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Really?
So we had this party
Wait,
once.
Nev Campbell.
Yeah, Naomi is the supermodel.
yeah.
Nev Campbell. Yeah, Scream 1,
Yeah.
Nev Campbell. Corey and I once threw this big party at the W Hotel. Incredibly exclusive event. Like, no, dead serious. Like, Serena Williams couldn't get in. That kind of party.
Why were you there? How were you there?
It was for a brand that we were running, poker tournament. And somehow Nev Campbell was on the guest list, and she was the last person to leave. And she just hung out in this like little cabana. And I remember at the end of the night, I was just like sort of cleaning up, getting everything. And I remember going over and having a conversation with her. And she was laying there on this like day bed thing and with some friends and was just incredibly kind.
That's good to know.
It stuck with me forever.
Aw. Hey, Nev.
Josh, do you remember Nev Campbell? Here's Josh.
Get on
Nev
the couch.
Campbell, Scream 1, came to the PB poker party. One of the last ones to leave. All the way through, she stayed all the way through Flow Rider, stayed all the way through all of it. Turtle. Serena Williams couldn't get in though.
No, but she stayed for Flow Rider.
Oh, she did stay for Flow Rider.
Did you let her in?
Why don't we have these parties now?
Too expensive.
Same reason the company doesn't exist anymore.
I don't even think I'd be on that guest list.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Thanks.
Okay, so you recently took a trip with your family
Yeah.
for 3 weeks, and I'm sure being with everyone and your children was so rewarding and great experiences. But also, I'm sure on the flip side, like you and Amanda need a nice break and time alone.
Yeah, vacation from vacation.
Yeah. So if you haven't had this already, what would be like the number one place you'd take her on a date?
In Orange, does it have to be local, or can I take her anywhere? Because it's like Bachelor. I'm like on The Bachelor now, and we can get a helicopter. We can go wherever we want.
Sure. Okay, let's do that. And then also like a favorite place that you guys just love to share and you already know you like it.
Oh, well, see, okay.
Do
so
both.
our favorite restaurant in Orange County is Eastboro in the camp. It's the little outdoor patio of Vietnamese food. And it's just easy, it's light, it's healthy, it's just great, quiet conversation, good spot. So that's our number one spot. And then, but if we were like, so one of the things, so my wife and I, when we were dating, so we were long distance, we met in Charleston when I was playing baseball, and she went to the College of Charleston. So the first year and a half of our relationship was all long distance. And it was when I was working for Power Balance, and so I was traveling all the time. So it'd be like, we're at the Super Bowl in Miami, she would fly down and meet me in Miami. We're like in Denver or Cleveland for an activation with the Cavs. Like, so we lived a very like pretend,
Nice.
like she would fly out and we'd have weekends everywhere, you know? So, so we got to do some really cool stuff. So we love vacationing together. I don't know that story really had a point, other than to say that we would definitely, it'd be like a 3-day weekend to some cool city we've never been to, and just great dinners, explore, walk around, and not think about what the kids are doing all day. And the second we do that, how restorative it is for our relationship is like, oh yeah, like we really love each other and you're fun.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly helpful. So we'd be a 3-day weekend in some rad city that we've never been to, and we would just have great food and walk around and have nothing to do.
Well, Morgan has been asking if she could watch your
Yeah,
children.
to babysit. Although literally she texted me and she said, hey, I'd love to babysit any night of the week. The next text is like, hey, sorry, I just found out I'm booked all week, but I'd love to soon. And it's like, oh, super, thanks, Morgan.
I'll work on her with that.
And then I hit her with my favorite emoji. That should be one of your questions. What's your favorite emoji?
Oh.
Mine is like, so I overuse the flex arm emoji. I gotta stop. But it's the straight face one. It's
Corey
like,
uses that a lot too.
yeah, that's my number one used emoji is like, you're like,
Yeah, thanks for that info.
yeah, well, you know.
It's kind of like a response
What
to
is,
shinfo.
pull your phone out right now, okay?
The top one.
No, I'm flipping the table, I'm asking
embarrassing.
questions.
No, this isn't
two
how it
questions,
works.
okay?
Okay.
So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into your texts, okay? And you're gonna just push the emoji button. And you're gonna tell me what your the quadrant right here. Those 4, those are the most used. See me? Flex, smiley
no,
face.
isn't it just top 3?
No, come on. Flex, straight face. I didn't lie to you, I told the truth, right?
So I'm a red heart. I'm
okay,
this
that's not
face.
surprising.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And then I'm the smile.
See, that's so good. That's like one of the most telling things. We are gonna start
That is
asking this in
good.
interview questions. What are your top 3 emojis? Okay, another
is
question. Ready? Settings. No, keep your phone out.
No.
Settings.
Okay.
Screen time.
Oh,
Okay.
I might have turned this off.
No. You can't do that.
I thought you could.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna click up here, Taylor's iPhone. All right? And we're gonna look, and I want last 7 days.
Okay.
How many hours on your phone?
3 hours, 4 minutes.
Week.
Total?
Yeah. Corey's like, oh, day?
You mean like 3 hours and 4 minutes in the last 3 hours?
5. I'm 5 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, give me your top 3 used apps.
Instagram,
Okay,
obviously.
that's number 1.
Oh my god, that third one's so embarrassing.
Okay, come on.
Messages is number 2.
Okay, that's number 3.
And then Toon Blast.
What is Toon Blast?
It's like this really, really dumb game. And
You're a phone gamer?
No.
Nana, that is embarrassing. You're a phone gamer?
So I started.
Do you have Clash of Clans on there?
No, this is only my second game. Oh, that's a lie. But
How
so
many
I started
hours
doing
did you spend on Toon
Duolingo.
Blast in the last 7 days?
2 hours and 9 minutes.
2 hours and 9 minutes on Riley's literally downloading Toon Blast right now.
Well, her screen time says she's on 1 minute a day.
That can't
What?
be true.
That can't be true.
Reed,
See, I think you can
what
turn
are
it
you?
off.
You've got to be 6+ hours. Corey, you're 8+.
My phone's in the trying to get some Wi-Fi.
Or just
10
charge it because you
a
used
week?
it.
My phone all day long.
Give it to me right now. Everybody do this while we're doing it. Pull it out. Say it out loud. Put it in the comments if you've made it this far.
My
There
fourth
you go.
one
Yeah,
is
go general, and then you'll screen time. It's like halfway down.
my fourth one's a yoga app. That makes me feel a little bit better.
So Instagram, my number 2
Where is it? Screen time.
is Twitter, and then messages. Those are my three.
I
Marco
need to
Polo's up there?
readdress my life.
Do you and I Marco Polo yet?
No, I'm not on Marco Polo.
I'm inviting you to it right now.
I'm on Radical, which is basically Marco Polo.
No, it's
meets
not.
Instagram.
Oh, I've heard you talk
Check it
about
out.
this.
Radical.com.
Hold on. We're
My friend's
gonna.
up.
I don't even.
Oh,
I don't.
this is
I
per
don't know.
day.
I don't.
No,
No, we can do last 7 days.
So last 7 days it says 4 hours, 40 minutes per day.
Nana, we're on set right now. Say hi to yourself.
Hi.
Okay, get on Marco Polo.
How did I just download
Okay, but
the
this
app?
is actually a secret business tip. We're on a business show, and now we're just rambling, so I can do whatever I want. I use Marco Polo with every one of my
Texas.
direct reports. You should think about this.
Okay.
Seriously, this management tip. You ready?
Yeah.
So one of the ways that this is great because my day is so slammed, right? You have very little time to connect with your people, and
Sure.
so you're all sure, yeah, totally. I'm so busy. What's so great? Way home. Put your phone on the little magnet thing. Get one of those little magnet things.
Sounds dangerous.
No. Your hands. Hey, hands on the wheel. Phone on the magnet thing. Hit Marco Polo. Give him 5 minutes. Hey, Grant. Was thinking about this. Just want to make sure you thought about it. Hit me back when you get a chance. No hurry. Whatever. Hey, Panayota. Chill out. Call me later. Click. Like whatever it is. And with all of my direct reports, we have good Marco Polo conversations.
Okay.
Or Andrew from 4x400, people that I don't get to talk to that much. I'd love to get with you on Marco Polo. It's just a great way that's like passive message sharing in an intimate face-to-face fashion.
Does that make you sad that that's what intimacy is now?
Oh boy.
Is through a phone?
No, because I think it amplifies intimacy. Because it's not that I'm not having one-on-one time all day, right?
Yeah.
You and I right here on the couch, one-on-one. I have one-on-ones almost every day with somebody, but all that does is it gives me more. It doesn't steal from my intimacy. I'm in the
Okay.
car. I'm in the car by myself.
That's
so
fair.
it doesn't steal.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Am I your favorite employee
Okay.
that has their own show,
Okay.
that has their name in the title?
There's so many shows at CTC now.
Not with
No,
those like descriptors.
Here's what I'll say is that you are absolutely my favorite employee for the criteria you laid out for yourself.
Yes.
But I'd say that, as you know, you are a deeply appreciated employee of CTC. But more than anything is that I know when I get a message from Nana. So in Slack, there's and everybody can relate to this. If you get a red circle next to somebody's name, there's a feeling that comes because you know what it's generally about. You know why some people contact you. Some people only contact you when there's a problem. Mm-hmm. Some people only contact you to give you a task. Some people only contact you if they need something, okay? So you have a feeling when a red dot pops up in Slack from that person. If I see a red circle from Nana, I'm excited to read it because I know it's going to be something that makes me feel good.
Aww.
So that's you're that person. Is
Thanks,
that you have an incredible gift of just being able to recognize when it's someone needs either a bit of encouragement and it's not even always about me. Sometimes it's about you, but it's it's honest and it's real. And I go, yeah, I'm looking forward to having that conversation. So
Well, thank you.
That's
You're supposed to just laugh at that,
no,
but I'll take
this
that
is a new
as
version of Nana's
compliment.
Nook where we went serious. Most of the time, you guys are cryptic faces with the web dev team or whatever, but
That was
you
great.
brought me on today. So
Well, thank you for joining the couch, Taylor.
cheers. You can pretend like there's something still in there.
Cheers. There's a drop. Signing out.
Nana's Nook. Peace.